This is a call for an uprising. We welcome you to today's show and ask those of you who have not subscribed to please subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to expose the satanic Illuminati agenda and the ushering in of the Antichrist. This shouldn't surprise anyone. It was only a matter of time, but Nickelodeon has announced that they are going to have the first ever same-sex couple cartoon entitled Meet Howard and Harold. I repeat, Meet Howard and Harold, airing on Nickelodeon about a same-sex couple. Now, we know that they've been pushing this agenda for quite some time, the gay agenda. This is where it really starts to get more serious because this is where they really specifically are targeting kids. We know that they've been influencing people, especially teenagers, with a lot of the TV shows that constantly push this agenda. Now they're really going after young kids, talking about 5-year-olds that'll be watching this stuff, brainwashing them, because that's what this is. It's promoting the perversion. It's brainwashing children into seeing this stuff. It's pretty ridiculous at this point. We shouldn't be surprised. These cartoons are used in Ultra. We know that Disney does all this. Disney has been used for years and years through hidden messages inside of all of their cartoons promoting witchcraft and sorcery, whether you go back to Fantasia or you want to just go through the long lines of films that they have that are promoting, they're subliminally promoting sex. You could see all of the hidden words and things in a lot of, like, the Little Mermaid cover. You could see, perverted things, all of this stuff that they've been doing for a long time that Disney's been getting away with, subliminally trying to mind control people, children specifically, with witchcraft, with Satanism, with sorcery, as well as with perversion. Now they're going to just start doing this blatantly by having these homosexual cartoon characters that are blatantly targeting young kids to accept gay marriage, to not look at it as a perversion and as a sin, to look at it as a normalcy. They just convince people through this mind control and this propaganda that this is an okay way to live, that this isn't a sin, that this isn't bad in God's eyes. This is just more and more of the influence that they've had. They've gotten everybody okay now into accepting the homosexual lifestyle. Now they're working on the transgender lifestyle. That's why they just shove Caitlyn Jenner and all these transgender rights down everyone's throats. And then they come out with things like the Religious Freedom Bill, which is deliberately released to make Christians look like hateful bigots. And all Christians are really saying is trying to acknowledge this as a sin, because that's what it is. It's a sin and it's a perversion. They're convincing people into falling into this trap. I get so sick of talking about it because homosexual people think I wish death upon them, and that is not the case. I get sick of talking about the agenda because it's constantly flashed in front of our faces over and over and over and over, and it couldn't be more obvious as to why and what the elitists are trying to accomplish here. But it really, it really is just sickening at this point, especially when you target young kids who don't even know anything about sex. And I'm not saying the show is going to show them having sex, but it's just going to plant seeds in their brains, okay, about, two men being together or two women being together, in this case, two men, and also the men being parents, behaving like normal parents, so making it look normalized, just planting seeds in their heads that this is okay. And this is just more stuff that they do to get everybody on the same bandwagon, this universal one movement, this one world government where everybody is going to follow suit and they're going to break all of God's laws, which they're already doing on a day-to-day basis as they continue to promote sin, as they continue to trick people into thinking these things aren't sin. It's really just heartbreaking, if anything else. So obviously keep your kids away from watching this stuff. I know most people out there are obviously awake who listen to this channel. I just wanted to point it out to everybody out there so that you're aware that the first ever same-sex couple cartoon is now on its way. Meet Howard and Harold. Nickelodeon airing it, folks. No surprise, Nickelodeon's connections also with the occult and Satanism and the MK Ultra that they use and the brainwashing that they use through their cartoons and their propaganda on their channel, just like Disney. And this is just going to continue to grow and it's going to continue to spread. So this is just a heads up about it. A quick video I wanted to do about Howard and Harold as the world continues to just accept this as something that's normal, as something that you're born with, when in fact you are not born this way. You might have a perversion that developed in your mind, okay, and you might act on the perversion. What Christians are saying is to realize it is a perversion and it is a sin, and to try and repent on it and not act on it. But don't promote it. Don't shove it down our throats. And do not shove it down the throats of these children out there. They're innocent children, and this is what brainwashing is. But people refuse to believe in mind control, refuse to believe in brainwashing, brainwashing because they're so prideful and arrogant, but they don't realize that their entire lives is one gigantic brainwashing because they believe in all of the pseudoscience that they've learned in school, all of this stuff the TV has regurgitated and shoved down their throats. They believe in that, but they're too prideful. They go, brainwashing's not real. Mind control's not real. Hello, your whole life is mind control and brainwashing unless you wake up and step outside of it and see the world for what it really is and who's really behind it and who's really controlling everything. So this is more brainwashing, more propaganda geared towards children to push the gay agenda on them. It's really sad and it's sickening at this point, but it's not a surprise to everybody out there, as we know we're in the end time period. We know these things are going to continue to happen as they continue to go full force with their satanic agenda on the world and push it down the throats of everyone, now including specifically targeting children. Give me a break. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.